All right, today we're going to dive into something pretty profound, a way to find a real lasting peace by preparing our hearts and minds for, well, all the challenges that life inevitably throws at us.
You know that feeling, right? That sense of struggle, like you're pushing against something that just refuses to move. Maybe it's at work, in your relationships, or honestly, just trying to get through the day.
Well, the original teaching of the Lord Buddha suggests that this battle is absolutely real. But here's the twist. The fight isn't with the world out there. Nope, it's a war happening inside us, a clash between our feelings, how we want things to be, and the way reality actually is. And that conflict, that's where all our suffering comes from. So how do we find peace in the middle of all that? Well, the first step is facing a hard truth. We can't make the world perfect to avoid problems. It's just not possible. Instead, we have to prepare ourselves to meet the world exactly as it is. This inherent stress and friction of life has a name, dukkha. And it's not just about the big tragedies. It's that constant, low-level feeling of things not quite going our way, the worry about the future, and of course the undeniable fact that every single one of us will face aging, sickness, and death. It's just a fundamental part of being alive. And this really gets to the heart of it. The real work isn't out there. It's all in here. Lasting peace isn't about getting rid of every single problem. It's about cultivating a heart-mind that's so strong, so prepared, that it can find peace right in the middle of all the chaos. Okay, so if the work is in here, how are we actually start? Well, this teaching gives us a really clear roadmap, a 4-level preparation for the heart-mind. You can think of it as a journey, one that starts with creating stability in our outer world and leads all the way to a profound inner freedom. So here are the 4 preparations: generosity, morality, concentration, and wisdom. They're like building blocks. You have to lay a solid foundation with your actions in the world before you can move deeper into training the mind itself. So we start with these external foundations: Dhamma, which is generosity, and Sila, morality. Now you might be thinking, why start there? Well, it's because our actions create the very ground we walk on. Generosity helps create a world with less hardship, for others and for ourselves. And living an ethical life frees our own heart-mind from the heavy weight of guilt, regret, and blame. Together, these two build a calm, stable platform so we can really begin the deeper inner work. So let's move to that next level. Once our outer life has a bit more stability, we can finally turn our attention inward and start to anchor the heart-mind. This is samadhi, or concentration. This is the actual practice of training our attention. So the mind develops its own center of gravity. It becomes firm, grounded, and isn't so easily knocked over by the constant ups and downs of life. And this comparison here really paints the picture, doesn't it? An untrained mind is just chaotic. It gets swept away by every emotion, every event. It suffers from every single impact. But a mind trained in samadhi, it's firm. It still feels the impacts, sure, but it isn't broken by them. It stays centered and can experience a deep sense of peace even when the world outside is a total storm. Now, this stability of mind isn't the final goal. It's the perfect condition, the launchpad, for the final and most profound level of preparation, developing a wisdom that sees reality with crystal clarity. This wisdom is called paññā, and it's not about learning facts or becoming a scholar. It's a direct, penetrating insight that completely shifts how you see everything. It's the wisdom that truly understands the ultimate truth of not-self. And this brings us right back to that battle we started with. Our deepest, most primal feeling is constantly screaming, "This body is me, these thoughts are mine." But the profound truth that paññā reveals is that none of it, not our body, not our thoughts, not our feelings, truly belongs to some permanent, controllable you. This truth is called anatta, or not-self. It's recognizing that everything we experience just arises because of causes and conditions. We can't ultimately command them to be a certain way because they aren't truly, solidly ours in the first place. And when you really get this, the practical implications are huge. I mean, look at this. You can't command your body not to get older or get sick. You can't force your mind to only feel happy. We spend our whole lives trying to control the world to match what we want. Anatta shows us that this very struggle, this relentless attempt to control what can't be controlled, is the one single source of all our suffering. So when we see this with the clarity of paññā, the path becomes so obvious. The fight is unwinnable.
The only sane, truly liberating response is to stop fighting, to just accept reality as it is, and to let go of our desperate need to control everything. And that's surrender. It's not defeat. It's the ultimate freedom.
This whole understanding brings us to a critical crossroads. We start to see that in every moment, with every single choice we make, we are preparing ourselves for one of two very different destinations. On one hand, you have path one, vata, the endless cycle of suffering. This is kind of the default path, a life of grasping, controlling, and fighting reality, which just keeps us trapped in that loop of aging, sickness, and death. But then there's path two, Nibbānā, the end of the cycle. This is the path of understanding anatta, of letting go, and finding a peace that is totally beyond all those conditions. So what exactly is this ultimate destination, Nibbānā? Well, as this number one suggests, it's not some kind of personal heaven made just for you. It's the realization of a singular, unified reality. The teaching describes it as one singular ultimate truth, the end of all that internal conflict. It's one destination, and it's experienced in the exact same way by everyone who finds it. And just think about this for a second. The most enlightened beings who have ever lived, the ones who achieved this ultimate peace, they're no longer here. Their bodies followed the same laws of nature as ours. Now, that's not a reason to be sad. It's a wake-up call. It's a reason for urgency, showing us that our time to prepare is limited. The time to do this work is right now. So we're left with this. Every action we take, every thought we have, it's all a form of preparation. We are literally building the foundation for our future, moment by moment by moment. So the only real question left to ask is, what exactly are you preparing for?